Mark Weber here with Mike Martinego, special guest for this vid. After Canada's 3-1 win over El Salvador here at BC Place, but it's a loss in the end as Canada fails to qualify for the Hex for the first time since 1998. Mike, where did it go wrong tonight, do you think?
The missed chances. Chances galore in that first half. Really set the tone. Kyle Larin had, it was Eric Hurtado-esque in terms of how many he missed. And, it really could have been through 45 minutes, 3 or 4 for Canada. Granted, El Salvador had a chance or two as well, but they could have taken their chances much better in that first half and set themselves up for a nice push in the second. No question.
Larin gets the goal, gets the opener just 11 minutes in, and things look good at 2-0. Well, not good, but there was some hope at 2-0 early in the second half as Nick Ledgerwood put it in, and then El Salvador went down to 10 men about 3 minutes after Ledgerwood's goal. They didn't have the help on the scoreboard at that point. It was still 0-0 Mexico and Honduras at Azteca. Canada needing a 6-goal turnaround tonight combined between those games. So it was always going to be a massive uphill climb, but there was a little glimmer of hope there at 2-0, but everything kind of seemed to grind to a halt a bit once El Salvador went down to 10.
Yeah, there was a glimmer, but like you mentioned, it kind of did. It's like they needed El Salvador to be level with them in terms of 11v11. When that happened, the chances kind of went astray. El Salvador, in fact, pushed better. They caught them on the counter and then subsequently got the goal.
Well, and that's all she wrote for this campaign, and we talked to Atiba Hutchinson after the game, maybe one of Canada's greatest athletes. Certainly, if you had a ratio of greatness to celebrity, he would be off the charts. No one knows who the guy is, but he's had a fantastic club career. He's had a very good international career, just not the team success you would hope for a guy with his ability. He's been a treat to watch at home these last few months, nearly in tears, and you wonder. He was asked about his international future. He said he doesn't know. I feel like you got the sense he does kind of know that was maybe the end.
Maybe a bit of a giveaway from Atiba there, and he doesn't do it on the park. He doesn't give the ball away too much, but he kind of gave away his answer because he did start to tear up and he got emotional about his international future. He talked about the importance of wearing the Canada shirt, and it's a shame, like you mentioned. This is a guy who's committed so long and put in so many hours and so much time to this program, and to never see those rewards, whether it's a Gold Cup or World Cup qualification, even the Hex.
Yeah.
Really a shame.
And he said they did have the team to qualify for the Hex this time, and I think a lot of fans would agree with that. So the question then becomes, where did this campaign go wrong? I asked him about the tie in El Salvador, the second game of this round, the 0-0 game, which I think, for me, that's where it went wrong. They should have taken more risk in that game. I think you can question, well, at times in this campaign they didn't take enough risk, and then there was other moments, what we were talking about, where you wondered if they were taking too much. They got stretched early in that Mexico home game. They got stretched inexplicably at 1-1 in Honduras on Friday.
No, definitely. You could look at that El Salvador away match for sure. I think there's a lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda there because you have to mention Honduras went to El Salvador, gave up a late equalizer. So on paper they probably should have won at El Salvador. All that said, you talked about it. When Mexico came here in March, they opened things up, and Canada just, I don't know, they decided to play with a swagger.
It was fun.
It was fun.
But crazy.
Just like tonight. But they thought they could exchange chances with such a good Mexican side. And then, let's not forget, 45 minutes in Honduras, it's a 1-1 tie at the time.
Yeah.
It's all to play for in the second half, and I've gone on about it. David Edgar being so far up the park, a bad ball from Junior Hoylett, and it's 2-1. And
maturity, I think, at times in this campaign, the maturity that they didn't show in key moments, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
But what about Benito Floro's future? We'll finish on that. Everyone's going to have an opinion on the coach, certainly. My gut feeling from social media is that people want him gone. My personal belief is that this will be the end for him. And fittingly, I think his final substitution he'll be maybe remembered for will be David Edgar for Junior Hoylett. What do you think, Floro? Stay or go?
I think in the end he will go. I don't know if there's a way up really at this moment. This is a CSA that talks about change and wanting to get more, and the men's side, they need to find more. I don't think anybody has the figures in front of them, but by all accounts, Benito Floro makes some good coin, and they can probably bring somebody in, maybe lesser, maybe Canadian. I know there's a push for that as well. But you know, at the end of the day, it's a shame because a lot of players said they have the talent, but he couldn't get it out of them. He didn't have maybe the communication, some certain factors, motivating factors, to get the best out of this Canadian side.
For more on tonight's game and the men's national team, head to theprovince.com and pick up the paper. We still make those.